Moin Moin and welcome. This is the Endo Podcast with moi, Adrian, and my good old friend Dimi. And today we have a classic, the golden gem, Casa, Demi Padre.
Servus. Casa de mi Padre is a movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually a parody. So not exactly a real comedy, because I like to separate these things, parody or comedy. From 2012, starring Will Ferrell, and the whole movie was made in Spanish. So the movie is about Armando, a simple guy who is working in the ranch, exactly. Ranch of his father. He's like a cowboy.
Yeah.
Not this kind of cowboy, more like
A real cowboy.
a really cowboy.
A real cowboy. And so also like from one of the first jokes when he picks up like the small cow, the calf, I don't know what it's called in a calf, yeah, and he's lifting it and it's a blush animal. It's like the kind of comedy I liked about the movie.
Mm-hmm. So we're watching Armando and his friends working at his father's ranch. He's a very simple guy. He's so simple that someone could say he is stupid.
Yeah.
And someone is his father and everybody else, because he's really like
Mentally challenged.
Yeah, but okay. He's living a simple life when suddenly he has to deal with drug lords in his area, in his small village.
Yeah, when they were on his property.
Exactly, genau. And his brother comes to visit, and that's where the action starts. Okay, some background, so someone can understand the movie better. The movie is a parody of Mexican or Latin America in common soap operas, the so-called telenovelas. Are these telenovelas well known? Yes. You know, Germany has its beer, Japan has its anime and manga, Mexicans have the telenovelas. It's like you don't get to see one, you get a bunch of them every day.
Yeah, if you turn on the TV in Mexico, it's only telenovelas and football.
Yeah. And I have to admit, I grew up with soap operas in Greece. We were watching, like, there was this 2 series, everybody was watching them. And later on, we watched translated soap operas like Argentinian or Brazilian. So I grew up with this stuff.
Oh, okay.
And to understand the movie better, I have to say this is a parody of the telenovelas. It was not supposed to be a fun comedy or something. It's like a pure comedy. That's why the dialogues are always or almost always too obvious.
Too flat.
Too flat. I like the scene where Armando had an argument with his father, and he wanted to make him understand how stupid he was.
Yeah.
And at some point, his father says, Armando, I wish you had the intellect to understand how stupid you are. It was gold. It was gold.
Yeah, also like all telenovelas, they also follow like the same script.
Yeah.
Like if you have seen one telenovela, you know all telenovelas because they're all the same.
In the whole multiverse. Yeah.
And this is always like the same dialogue as well.
Yeah. Drama pure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And also like the oversaturation of romance, like when he's talking about, I would, if I find a girl, I'm going to love her at the sunset on the beach and etc., etc., and it's like the same.
I recommend the movie to you.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
Obviously.
That's a good start. How did you like the movie?
At first, I really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
The first part, because all the jokes were really really smart and kind of unusual for normal comedy. For example, the part when the maid gave drinks to everyone, and then you see like in the frame, one drink is given like with a sick, fat, masculine arm, or also when they had like the drinks, the drinks changes between scenes. For in one moment, Genesis is drinking whiskey or scotch, and the next moment he's drinking appletini or something like that. So that's what I really liked, the switching between scenes, and also. And what I didn't like so much were like all of the dialogue. The dialogue comedy was not so much my taste.
I can understand this.
It was a different kind of tea for me.
I also found funny the first scene where like they're sitting on their horses and they're telling a stupid joke. Not a joke, more like, "Hey Armando, you said that because you don't have a girl." "Yes, I don't have a girl." And everyone is laughing like for the next 2 minutes.
And then they stop, and then suddenly someone said, "Huh." And then it starts again.
Yeah.
What is your favorite joke?
My favorite joke was this thing, the fact that Armando couldn't roll a cigarette. Every time. I mean, I'm rolling cigarettes since I was 17. I know it's not so difficult, and this dude is like 40 or mid-30s, and he cannot roll a single cigarette. In one scene, he's rolling a cigarette. I thought, oh, okay, he managed to roll a cigarette. And he puts a cigarette in his mouth, and the whole tobacco falls on the ground. It was my favorite joke in the movie. What was your favorite joke in the movie?
My favorite joke in the movie was when Armando and his brother were in the bar and drinking and also like smoking, and then the other drug lord comes. Unser, yeah. I liked him a lot for some reason. He was really interesting, and he's like mocking them in some way. I mean, he's mocking his brother, but he tries to be cool with Armando. He calls him. What's like his nickname Armandito? So it's like, I mean the ending Ito is like is something small, and it's like Will Ferrell is like taller than everyone. Like this is what I also liked. Like the play with the Dito is like a common meme. If there's a mojito, there's an implication there's like a bicarito.
Mojo baby.
or something like that. Like the same with the Dorito. Yeah. So it's like an implication. Okay, there's someone like a big. That's what I also liked. There was some really clever jokes and also like the kind of meta jokes when Genesis, I can come here because this is my home earth, and here it's like in mitten of the bar, grabs some sand, like, and he does it for like 3 or 4 times, and then in the next scene you see like Onsa like putting one long cigarette in, lights it up, then another cigarette, then he smokes both cigarettes apart, yes, both in his mouth. So that's like what I like. There's over the top meta jokes all the time.
It's funny how they try to be over dramatic, and they really managed it very good. The drama was like over 9,000.
Yeah, like in every Mexican telenovela or South American telenovela. To be honest, I don't like telenovelas at all. I cannot watch it. The same with in Germany. We also have like this stuff, like the good old stuff, like Marienhof, GZ, SZ, or something like that. I hated it. That stuff. Everyone was watching it. My sister, friends of mine, and I never understood because the quality is so bad. The acting is so bad. For example, I cannot even watch like German shows most of the time, or German movies. Only a few German movies are really, really, really good.
Yeah, I know what you mean. This thing with gute Zeiten, schlechte Zeiten. I think they like a little bit of drama. Maybe it was like more dramatic. It would be better.
Yeah, but it's so stupid. It's
Yeah,
so dumb.
I know.
It's and it's so I'm also like everything is so unrealistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I had my problems with the movie because I don't like such things in general. So it was like the parody factor was not so for me, but like the smart jokes and the little plays. That's what I really liked.
It was a parody of a whole genre.
Yeah.
That's why the movie was good.
And like in the middle of the movie, it was for me a little bit confusing because I didn't know it was a parody of this Yellowverse. Yeah, I didn't know anything about the movie. You recommended it to me, so I watched it.
Okay,
it's like the best way to watch a movie, to know nothing nothing about.
Go full Jon Snow on the movie.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you know that every 60 seconds a minute passes? Okay. Will Ferrell, first fact. Will Ferrell spent a month learning and speaking Spanish with a dialect coach for his role. His Spanish was very good. It was okay.
Because I realized when they also had Americans played by Ron Swanson.
Nick Offerman, I think.
Nick Offerman, yeah. He's always for me Ron Swanson.
Okay.
And they had in German, they had this crazy American dialect. So they spoke English in the German dub, and it was kind of not understandable. Like the American accent in German was so bad.
Yeah, it was bad. It was like, I don't know, maybe a little bit like redneck.
Yeah. And that's when I realized, fuck, the movie is in Spanish, the original. I was like, okay, it's kind of the end of the movie. Should I rewatch it in Spanish? I was like, nah.
To be fair, when you watch the movie in Spanish, it's like Chris Christopherson. He says it. He's like the narrator. He's like the narrator. He says, "Don't check for the audio. If this movie is in Spanish, it's like Spanish. It's not something wrong with the audio." Okay, next fact. The movie was shot in only 21 days.
Damn.
Yeah. Director Matt Piedmont met with Javier Bardem to offer him to play the character of the Onza, the bad guy. And my last fact, Will Ferrell did this movie out of contractual obligation.
That means?
It means he had to do this movie. He didn't have any other choice, maybe.
So they tricked him kind of, or...
I don't know, but...
They put him at gunpoint, he's like, sign it.
Do it or die. But he did a good job. But it was also fun that it was Will Ferrell, because every other guy of the cast of the crew were real Mexicans, and he was the only American who played the Mexican.
Yeah.
I mean, he was the only guy with blue eyes.
And kind of blonde hair.
Yeah, and curly hair.
And was like extremely tall.
Yeah. But maybe it was the purpose
to
have someone.
His mother eyes.
Yeah. Not only. And her intelligence. Another fact, if you watch some interviews with 2 or more, I don't know, with the actors, the actor who played the Onza and the other, Armando's brother.
Yeah, Genesis.
They are like big actors in Mexico. Yeah, they're pretty well known. And when they first got the script, they were surprised. They were one of them thought it was a joke. It was like, "Hey, is this thing translated in Spanish, or is something wrong with the translation? Because the sentence doesn't make any sense."
Yeah.
And then later on, he found out it was supposed to be a parody. It was supposed to be like that.
So they tricked him kind of also as well. Now, last part of the podcast. What is your rating for this magnificent masterpiece?
Wow. as a parody, I will give it a 10.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
pretty solid.
Not as a movie in general, but only as a parody.
Yeah. For me, like not as a parody, but a movie in general, I would give it a 6.
Okay.
A little bit on the lower side. The thing is, it's a AAA trash movie in my opinion.
It was trash.
Yeah, it's a AAA trash movie, and it's like, okay, I expect more from a AAA trash movie, but on the other side, a trash movie cannot be AAA.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird.
It was weird, but I think they fulfilled the purpose to make the parody. So
yeah, but if you watch it with the thought that it is a parody, it's good. It's like it hit all the spots. It did everything right.
You speak American?
Huh?
Do you speak American?
No, señor. No habla americano.